Hey everyone, it's Dr. Arkham. Welcome back to my lab. Today I have drawn inspiration from my children's book collection. I was reading Strega Nona, and Strega Nona is a witch who has a magic pasta pot. When she says the magic spell, she can have as much pasta as she wants, whenever she wants. And when she says the magic counter spell, the pot stops making pasta. I have always wanted one of these because I love pasta. There is nothing I like more than spaghetti. But I do not have a magic pasta pot. I do, however, have a pot, and I do know how to do science, which is kind of like magic. So I thought today I would have a crack at making my own homemade pasta. Okay, so to make pasta, first I need a recipe. And what better place to get a recipe than the classic joy of cooking? Pastas. That's where we want to be. Alright, now the ingredients that we need flour. Got my flour. We need an egg. There's an egg. Water. Salt. And oil. Alright, that looks like everything. Okay, I'm going to move this to the side. Get out a board to work on. And let's get started. Alright. First step. On a large pastry board, make a well of 2/3 of a cup of all-purpose flour. Okay. Sorry, egg. I need the measuring. 2/3. This would be 1/3 and 2/3 of a cup of all-purpose flour. That's good. Now it says make a well, so I think that's like that. Made a well. Drop into it 1 egg. Okay. One egg. Now it looks like a volcano. Oops, I was supposed to combine the egg with the other stuff first in a bowl, but I didn't, so we'll work around it. 1 tablespoon of water. I've never done this before, so we're all learning together here. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Got the salty egg now. And 1 teaspoon of oil. Okay. Well, that looks like a mess, but we'll persevere. Mix with your hands, holding the flour over the egg until you can roll the dough into a ball. First, I want to break the yolk. I'm not sure that this is what the author had in mind, but this is what we're doing. This is looking so good. Already, I love it. Oh my gosh, it's so sticky. but you can definitely feel it becoming dough. This is definitely a dough of some kind. I'm not sure what kind, but definitely a dough of some kind. Oh, it's so messy. So sticky. There's more on my hands than there is on the table. I actually really hate the feeling of having dough sticking to my hands. So this is a real challenge psychologically as well as physically. So perhaps it needs a little more flour. This is chemistry in action, by the way. Science happening right here in front of you. I'm going to put a little bit more flour. Just a little bit more. Because it's sticking to my hands so much. So I'm going to let it stand covered for about 1 hour, and I will be back then. Okay, it's been about an hour, and here's our little noodle ball. Okay, so the next ingredient is to roll out the dough. Now it says to roll it until it's paper thin and translucent. We'll see how close I can get to that. It also says don't rip it. Good. Okay. Let it dry for about 30 minutes. Okay, to let it dry, I've put it on some tin foil on top of a cooling rack. And I will let that sit for about 30 minutes, and then we'll come back and turn it into noodles, I guess. Okay, it's actually been closer to an hour, but I think it's dry enough. It says don't dry it until it becomes brittle, and it's definitely not brittle, but I really have no idea. So I'm just gonna go with this. And what I'm gonna do is add more flour so that it doesn't stick to itself. And then I'm gonna roll it. And so now we have a noodle roll. And I'm gonna take my big sharp knife. We're gonna cut it. I'm actually gonna cut it down the middle first, so you can see all the layers that hopefully I put enough flour on there so that they'll unroll. The idea is that then we can unroll them and they will be long, delicious noodles. Break. See? That's so cool. I roll these out, I'm going to boil some water. Usually I don't count the noodles that I cook when I make myself pasta for dinner, but with this, I can actually count exactly how many noodles I made. Which is a little bit silly, but I like data, so you can bet that I will count them. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. 29 noodles. If I cut one in half, I could eat 30, but I'm not going to do that. Oh no, I broke one. Hey, but now we have 30 noodles. And there we go, 30 noodles. It doesn't look like a lot, and I didn't think it would be after I mixed up the dough and I saw the size of the ball of dough that I made. But that's okay. This is enough for me to have for dinner. And if I wanted more, I think this recipe would be super easy to double or quadruple if I wanted more. But look at this! I made this! Strega Nona be proud of me. Alright, now my water's boiling, so I'm gonna go put this in and cook it up. And there we have it. Homemade noodles. Thanks to Strega Nona for the inspiration. I think they came out pretty good. They don't look like the pasta I would get at the grocery store, but that's okay, because I made it myself, and I am proud of that. I'm also very hungry now, so I think I'm going to go eat this. But thank you all so much for watching, and until next time.